Today we are going to be harvesting our main crop of potatoes. These potatoes are going to feed our family for months to come. Awesome. Yep, that's good stuff for our soil. If you've been following along our homesteading journey, you'll probably know back in August 2025 we turned an empty plot into a veggie patch with the hopes of becoming self-sufficient in potatoes for 2026. We're a big household with multiple generations living under one roof, so this was a big goal. We've already done a small 15 kilo harvest of an early variety crop, and now it's time to once again dig our hands in the dirt. At harvest time we like to get all the kids involved in one way or another, trying to keep it fun and playing to each of their strengths. Our hope is that by seeing the reward of our labours and feeling the satisfaction of harvesting, they'll be more willing to help when it comes to planting, weeding, watering, etc. And more than trying to instill a good work ethic or give opportunities to learn new skills, we love harvesting for the feeling of closeness it brings. Memories of these times we'll all cherish and look back on when we're old.
Six potatoes. I got 6 potatoes first. Can you take these, Hannah? Hannah.
I need a baby potato.
I'm going to get back to egg. Go and make an egg-shaped, Mom. Hannah, go make an egg-shaped potato. Babe, take a bunch of 5 eggs in that one, Hannah. Summer super stuck. I got summer stuck.
That's good.
So many big potatoes.
Mabel, can you get Grandma's potatoes and then put them in the store? Here, Mabel.
What's that one?
It's a roly-poly.
Right here.
We'd had a lot of rain the week prior, but luckily after several sunny days the soil had nicely drained so the potatoes weren't too muddy. The only thing we found is that quite a lot of the big potatoes had already begun to sprout, which isn't great for long-term storage. We think this purely came down to the mix of warm and wet weather we've had this season. Luckily I'm sure we'll get through these potatoes before they start to go bad.
I don't need to take it to Noah. Noah, he's coming to you with a bag. A lady bag.
What is it?
Duck.
A duck.
One more. Fine.
Lots of beetles.
I don't have beetles.
Why you have lots of
Beetles.
We were so surprised by the size of some of these potatoes. I don't think I've ever seen as big a potato as some of these. With this being a new patch, we didn't really do anything to prepare the soil, so we weren't expecting great big potatoes. All we did was cultivate the soil and added in some softer, slightly more acidic soil from under the pine trees as our potato plants grew.
I don't know what it is. I can't get it.
Yeah. We need help us.
Whoever she be. Emma, look at my shape.
I don't think I've ever seen such big potatoes before. Like, seriously.
That's what happens, you get some green ones.
Well, I'd say that is a pretty good harvest. Well, it seems like we've gotten a really good harvest and I'm super excited to weigh in and see how many kilos of potatoes we got. We still have our late crop variety to harvest in a few weeks, and so I'm really excited to see how many potatoes we get from that lot as well. Now it's time to do a cleanup. All of these potato tops are going to be so good for our compost. Alrighty, now that we've mostly cleaned up, it's time to get these potatoes in and curing. Before we take the potatoes inside to cure, we're going to sort them into their different sizes. For long-term storage, it's really important to remove any green potatoes, rotten potatoes, potatoes with cuts in them or anything like that, to ensure that they don't make the other potatoes go bad and that all the good potatoes can store for a really long time. Also, anything with sprouts we're going to put in a separate box and remove the sprouts and just use those potatoes first too.
What are you doing? I've got a fortune cookie cup.
A what?
Samurai cup.
Mabel, come over here.
Hannah. Yeah. Hannah. Why don't you run and get the scale and cut the wing break them?
The one's in your back.
I left you like a Bible. And Jake traveling one time, I cannot get the Hannah because they get to choose the one and then we can't get up.
Alright, so we have roughly sorted these, but we're going to be spreading them out in the garage in a single layer anyway to cure.
Wait, don't put it down there.
20 kilos. What?
How much?
20.
20.
12.3. 12. They'll call it 12. 12.3 basically.
12.
25. 25. Hey, Becky, I'm 24.8.
After we roughly sorted the potatoes, we then lay them all out in single layers on shelving in the garage to cure. When curing for storage, it's really important that they have good airflow and are out of sunlight, otherwise they'll go green or rot. All the tiny ones we brought straight inside for cooking the same week. Allowing the skins to harden before putting them away for long-term storage is crucial. We'll leave them like this for a week or two before putting them in sacks or crates. Because our garage does get some sunlight, we'll also cover the shelving with a dark, breathable fabric to ensure it's a dark space for the potatoes, which will help them to store better. Well, we harvested 75 kilos of potatoes today, and that takes our total harvest for the year up to 100 kilos. I'm excited to see how much more we get in our last harvest in a couple weeks' time. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you might want to go and check out one of these ones up here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.